This could take quite a bit of time.
Pardon my autonomy. I know one day they'll honor me. This ain't pertaining to 28 Deuteronomy. Self-determination, controlling our situation. Ain't no more indoctrination from pale faces. How the fuck you bummy and broke but a pair of races? My lineage free people of color with a left make each nigga. This right here maroon, now it ain't burgundy. If you plotting murder, I'm certain that you'll need surgery. Hurt from when the burner squeeze. Protecting tribe business. Only consulting with governments tried to tribe with it. Please don't confuse us with those considered native. Semi-autonomy never was in our nature. Just address me as Esther Lusty. Wild Indian status and Cherokees riding Ruchis. In my war bonnet, if you want it, bring it to your region. And black forces the same color the European. Pardon my autonomy. I know one day they'll honor me. This ain't pertaining to 28 Deuteronomy. Self-determination, controlling our situation. Ain't no more indoctrination from pale faces.
Aborigines, which means what? Black folks. But you never find a white aborigine. Aborigines are called natives, or they're always dark-skinned people. You and I are aborigines, but you don't like to be called an aborigine.
What advice would you give a young lady wanting to become President of the United States?
Well, I hope we do have a young lady at some point become President of the United States. I can tell you how I think it will happen, because it won't happen in the normal course of events. Either the Republican or Democrat political party will nominate a man for president and a woman for vice president, and the woman and man will win. So you'll end up with a president, a male, and a vice president, a female. And in that term of office of the president will die. And the woman will become president under the law or Constitution. And once that barrier is broken, from then on, men better be careful, because they'll have a hard time ever even getting a nomination in the future. But that's the way it's going to happen.
Yeah, peace to the party. It's your homeboy back again with the news. And we ain't even got to do too much introduction on this one. If you've been paying any type of attention, you know that Biden has dropped out of the race and he's endorsed his vice president, Kamala Harris. Now, you know I had to talk about this because we told y'all it's a campaign year. It was going to be real interesting. Going to be a lot of things going on that we need to be tied into. And this is one of the most historic races that we've seen because it's a lot of moving pieces. We just had an attempt on Donald Trump life. Some people saying it's cap. Some people saying it's real. But the Secret Service, head of the Secret Service, just resigned the other day. If y'all didn't catch that, you can go look at her speaking to the committee, and they tan into her, bro. And she couldn't answer any questions. She looked really ridiculous up there, but they let her resign. All right, so she resigned. I'm pretty sure they won't even have much of an investigation. It'll probably go off into the wind, which is absolutely crazy. But we already broke that down in another video. So today, the topic at hand is Kamala Harris, and then she still this Democratic nomination. Now, some may say it's still time for others to be able to hop in and take the place, but nah, they only got a couple months, bro. They can't go with a whole new candidate who ain't got no traction, no motion, and they have to switch over the funding from the campaign. So that's highly unlikely that that's going to happen. And I'm going to break down to you why it's probably not going to happen and how Kamala, we might just give her a hand clap because she played this well to get herself into position. All right. So you know how we do over here. We're going to break it down. We're going to talk about a few things because I know it's pretty funny to me. Shout out to everybody in the chat. But it's pretty funny to me how, now y'all correct me if I'm wrong, the Democratic Party for the last few months has been running on propaganda basically saying that you shouldn't vote for Trump because Buddy is trying to ruin democracy. Now, I ain't the smartest man in the world. I'm just a homeboy with the news. But I'm pretty sure that forcing the hand of your party to be able to put the person you want in position without the public having any involvement, that is the absolute opposite of democracy. What am I saying? I'm saying that they had this debate between Trump and Biden very early. You know, by all standards, this is one of the earliest debates, right? So everybody knows it wouldn't be Joe Biden's strong suit to want to hop in no debate this early. So it was crazy for them to want to do that. As soon as after the debate happened, his own party is trashing him, saying how he did a terrible job, which he did. But he wasn't speaking no differently than any of the other times we didn't seen this dude publicly. Like, bro, he looked bad. We just got to keep it real. So if his own party was saying that this is not something that's being made up, if you got eyes, you can see this. But so they go and they clown him and they say that, oh, he wasn't looking good. This came from Obama, a whole bunch of Democratic big dogs. So I want to remind y'all, so y'all don't think I'm capping. I want y'all to hear how Biden, even after all that happened, was standing on business and was saying, nope, I ain't dropping out. So I want y'all to hear from the other side, and then we gonna move on.
Calls from elected Democrats for President Biden to drop out of the race are growing, with more expected in the coming days. But so far, President Biden remains defiant, saying he is not going anywhere. KTLA's Trevor Shirley is live in Washington, D.C. with more. Good morning, Trevor.
Hey there, good morning to you. And we could expect some of those voices to include some prominent Senate Democrats at some point this week. Congress is back in Washington after its July 4th recess, with lawmakers facing questions about the president's fitness to run.
The performance on the debate stage, I think, rightfully raised questions among the American people about whether the president has the vigor to defeat Donald Trump.
Even last week's ABC News interview did little to quiet skeptical Democrats.
I think this week is going to be absolutely critical. I think the president needs to do more.
The president, defiant and dug in, says he's not going anywhere.
The Lord Almighty came out and said, Joe, get out of the race. I get out of the race. The Lord Almighty's not coming down.
But recent polling taken after the debate shows the president narrowing the gap between himself and former President Donald Trump across several swing states. Despite the Biden campaign's optimism, several Democrats still aren't convinced.
The stakes are very high. Yes, this party wants to make sure that we are in a position to win.
Republicans have also questioned the president's fitness to run.
I do not believe that Joe Biden has the capabilities of serving out the rest of this term, let alone running for president.
Although it's unclear if a Biden exit would help or hurt Mr. Trump's chances of winning back the White House.
And this is an existential race. Given Joe Biden's incredible record, given Donald Trump's terrible record, he should be mopping the floor with Donald Trump.
And President Biden also sent a letter to congressional Democrats earlier this morning, telling them that he has no plans to drop out of the race and calling on the party to move forward in a united way. That's the latest here in Washington. We'll send it.
Appreciate you, my boy. So y'all heard what he said. This was before, obviously, the nomination. So this was maybe like only a week ago. So he's standing firm on the fact that he's the best man for the job. He's not stepping down. His health is fine. In the debate, he said he had several tests. Okay. Now, y'all remember this if you was tuned in. So the whole time they've been lying to us because now they saying he's stepping down and they was attributing it to health reasons. Matter of fact, all he did was pen a letter and put it on Twitter, now known as X, but he ain't came out publicly and said nothing. There's been a lot of speculation that even when Kamala had her speech talking about, accepting the endorsement, the whole nine, They're saying in the legend that him talking, they had him basically, they said he was on speakerphone, but really it's people saying it was a recording. But I mean, you leave room for people to say stuff like that when you just don't show up in person. Why is he always in the hidden somewhere and not out amongst the people? And it's a damn campaign year, bro. And then to double down on what they were saying, I just need y'all to think autonomously for me. Think autonomously. Let's put this together. How is Joe Biden not able to be leading against somebody like Trump, who got all of this stuff negative about him going on in the news and the media? It should be a walk in the park, but he can't get it done. And this is further proof of that by him dropping out. All right, so check it out. So with all this going on, it's funny how this campaign, this lackluster office of Kamala and Joe Biden has made all this historic history. Remember, Joe Biden had the most votes ever, sold up Georgia, was doing stuff that Democrats haven't been doing. So it was just pretty crazy for him to be able to get the amount of support. But now we got something else even funnier going on. Some may say it's a coincidence, but we're going to take it over here to screen 3. And we're going to talk about how since Kamala announced that, it ain't been but a couple days. Let's talk about how much money she done raised, bro. We do our research over here. We gotta think critically and take our feelings out of this. So I'm gonna read some of y'all real quick. So it say, so this was from what? This was yesterday. So it said Kamala Harris is smashing fundraising records as the Democratic Party's donors, big and small, open their wallets for the vice president in the intermediate aftermath of Joe Biden's stunning decision to step aside. In total, Harris' team raised more than $81 million in the 24-hour period since Biden's announcement. That's 81 million, y'all. So the massive haul, which includes money raised across the campaign, the Democratic National Committee, and joint fundraising committees, represents the largest 24-hour sum reported by either side in the 2024 campaign. Harris' campaign said it was the largest single day total in U.S. history. Come on now, bro. Come on now. So just within announcing what's going on, this same lady who, when she ran on her own merit, because remember, she tried to run for president before, and her polling numbers was not good. The people weren't rocking with her, bro. It just is what it is. But now all of a sudden, within this split decision, up against the person who's supposed to be a dictator in the whole nine, 81 million, they just can get it out of nowhere. So like I'm saying, it's always some historic stuff tied to this campaign that really don't jive with what's been going on in reality. Like hate them or love them, to say that Trump don't got real supporters, you would just be lying, bro. These people is really support. So to beat that, you obviously gonna need some bread, but where has it been all this time? They ain't been getting no traction. And all of a sudden you get these major moves. And Kamala Harris is the perfect person for the Democrats to use because it check off a lot of their boxes. We just got to keep it real. So as what they call a black man in America, for us to speak out on anything going on with Kamala, they calling it damn near treason, because there has already been an agenda to divide the black man and the black woman. You can see, all you got to do is get off of this channel. I'm pretty sure y'all see buku channels when they talking about relationships and us downing each other the whole nine. So now here you come put a woman in position for the Democratic Party, who always been pandering for the black vote. And now you put a so-called black woman as the leading nominee for president. You already know what's about to happen. This is what they think is the kryptonite for Trump. So it's getting real interesting, y'all. We couldn't make this up. The Hollywood script behind this is crazy enough as it is, bro. So I'm pretty sure, with all this being said, a lot of us have heard people talk about Kamala's history, right? We know she's been pandering to the black community, talking about Tupac and all of this other stuff, right? Going to the Breakfast Club. You already know how she been pandering. She was just on the BET Awards, you know what I'm saying? Doing what she do, all that Essence Fest, shucking and jiving, playing the whole game, right? So they prepping her up. She been prepped up to be in front of the black community. So instantly, I know y'all probably heard about, they said they had a Zoom call with over 40,000 women led by people like Maxine Waters and them to support, and they was doing the rallying cry. You peep what's going on. Now the AKAs that spoke out, you see how this is all positioned. Now I want y'all to follow along with me, okay? So then you get suckers like this here. This dude right here, I can't stand this dude, bro. But we got to talk about that boy Van Jones. He always right on call when they need a black man to get out here cool. So check out your boy Van Jones. Man. That boy know he a certified sucker, bro. I got to put him on the highlight screen because dude is a real deal sucker. Watch this here.
But you gotta take his keys. You gotta take his keys. You gotta, and he's fighting and he's fighting. And everybody's so frustrated. And then you finally get the keys back, and then you just cry because this is somebody that you love. This is somebody that you care about. This is somebody who was there for you. This is somebody you wouldn't be here without him, and you have to take something from him. If you're a young person watching this, this is leadership. This is patriotism. This is what it means to put the country first and put the party first and put the cause first. When your arm gets tired, you let somebody else finish pitching the game. That's what Joe Biden has done, and he's done that for all of us. And so I just want to say, I don't know who's going to be the VP, the non-VP. I don't know anything about politics. I just know that I love this man. I care about this man. It was painful every day to sit up here and talk about him like he's just some problem for the party. Wait till we get to the convention. You're going to see people crying, standing, screaming, cheering. He may not get a chance to talk for 10 minutes.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man? Bro, I'm out, man. That nigga's tripping.
Man, bro is a certified sucker, bro. They always got him on call to get his cry on for the Democratic Party. Talking about how this man is a true leader and all of this sucker shit, bro. Cut it out, man. Do y'all really believe this, man? But this is how they do, bro. You know what I'm saying? What she say? Teary-eyed Van Jones. Bro, this dude is crazy, man. This man is crazy, bro. So, I mean, hey, you see how it's already... Now, one thing I do agree with him on, he said, wait till this Democratic convention. Boy, you ain't gonna never see so much cool shit in your life to this convention. Boy, I know they gonna have the rappers out there. We'll have a couple of athletes, you know what I'm saying? Entertainment people. And you know they gonna do what they do. They gonna be crying tears. They gonna be talking about the first black woman. And boy, it's gonna be a show now. I'm definitely gonna be tuned in. You know, we autonomous over here. And I'm your homeboy with the news. We cover all sides. We thinking from our own point of view. But we gonna go a little bit deeper. So let's talk about Kamala and her history, man. So before we do that real quick, I'm gonna hit y'all with a quick commercial break. We're gonna get right back. We're gonna talk about Kamala, her history in politics, and I'm gonna show you what I think to be the real tie that's putting her in position. So we're gonna go to commercial real quick, and we're gonna be right back, y'all. All right, y'all. So we back to it. So check it. So we gonna go over here, listen to Megyn Kelly real quick. So she gonna break down the relationship that Kamala had with Willie Brown, big dog politician out of the San Francisco area. So let's bring that back to the table for those of y'all who ain't hip to it, and then we're gonna come chop it up.
This by people who say it's slut shaming or it's not relevant. It is relevant when a young candidate tries to sleep her way into politics and into power. And that is what it appears Kamala Harris did when she was a young political aspirant in San Francisco, when she had an affair with a man 30 years older than she was. She was 29 to 30 and he was 60, Willie Brown, who was like the godfather of San Francisco politics and very well known. And sure enough, that relationship paid dividends for her in more ways than one.
That's right, Megan. As you noted yesterday, it's completely fair game to talk about Willie Brown. It's how Kamala Harris went from a relatively unknown Alameda County prosecutor to the forefront of San Francisco social life and politics. Willie Brown was the most powerful politician in California when Kamala Harris started dating him. And he also gave her a number of positions. We're talking about $400,000 back in the 1990s. That's almost $800,000 in today's money. He appointed her to those positions that paid her lucratively. He gave her the keys to a BMW, and he went around the most powerful and most wealthy circles of San Francisco and California politics with Kamala Harris on his arm, opening up the doors to her professional and political future.
So it was back when, again, she was 30 years old. He was, at the time, Democratic Speaker of the California State Assembly, quoting here from a Washington Examiner piece, which is very good. The position that he gave her on the California Medical Assistance Commission in 1994 paid at that time over $70,000 a year, which is about $120,000 in current money. And she served on the board until 1998, so about 4 years. That medical commission met twice a month. So for 2 meetings a month, she was getting the equivalent of $120,000. And you know why Democrats in San Francisco were mad about it? It wasn't because she wasn't qualified, which she wasn't. It was because those positions are supposed to be saved for only the most prized Democrats who Willie Brown really owed favors to, who did really, amazing things to keep Willie Brown in power. But instead, he gave one to his lover. He was, by the way, still married, though he was reportedly estranged from his wife for a long time. This was technically an extramarital relationship. And they were mad that he gave one of his choice grifting positions, not to somebody who'd done a lot for Democratic politicians, but to Kamala Harris. And not just that, there was another one. He gave her a second position as well, which was basically the same kind of deal, where he just gave her an appointment. She reeked in tons of money, and boom, Bob's your uncle. She was off to the races in Dem politics. And then Willie Brown is on record as saying, I also then helped her with her next big position, which was becoming San Francisco DA.
Right. When she ran for district attorney, they had broken up. Willie Brown, as soon as he ran and won the San Francisco mayor election, he broke up with Kamala. And then, Kamala was there for the victory party. But by the time the inauguration hit, his estranged wife reappeared to be holding the Bible while he took the oath of office. And Kamala was kind of pushed aside. But Willie Brown didn't forget her. When Kamala decided to run for district attorney of San Francisco, he was there quietly nudging all of his wealthy donors and powerful connections to help her out. Him and Terrence Hollinan, the existing district attorney, were not friends anymore. They had kind of had an ugly clash. And Kamala Harris likewise tried to overthrow Hollinan's second in command, but failed miserably. And so she ended up leaving the office to kind of plot her revenge. So Willie Brown was definitely there behind the scenes, but Kamala Harris did as much as she could before the election to distance herself from Willie Brown. At one point, doing a very long interview with San Francisco magazine, throwing him under the bus entirely, saying, Willie Brown's career is over. He's done. Hello. My turn is here. It's Kamala Harris. Sounds really familiar, Megan, compared to what just happened last weekend.
Oh, yeah. I mean, the whole Democratic Party is going to be stepping all over Joe Biden momentarily. He's going to get his weekend in the sun about what a lion he is. And then as soon as they realize that they can blame everything on him and take it off of Kamala, that's what they're going to do. Every inflation number you've seen, it's all his fault. She didn't touch it. She was just a lowly vice president. What was she supposed to do? But talk to me a little bit about her background, because she rose in San Francisco and then California, right, as the attorney general, and then became a U.S. senator from California. All she's had to do is compete, for the most part, I know there's some exceptions, against other liberals, right? Like, has she ever had to compete against a bull, like Donald Trump, like the silverback gorilla, like Donald Trump, Republican versus Dem? It's on. I realized that she ran as the vice president, but she wasn't the chief. That was really Joe Biden's fight.
Well, the interesting race is when she ran against Steve Cooley for the Attorney General position in 2010. Cooley was a relatively sensible law and order Republican from Los Angeles, and really the last meaningful Republican in California politics. And even it was a big year for Democrats. They won by double digits for California Democrats. But Kamala Harris really struggled against Steve Cooley and barely etched out a victory. It looked like the night of the election that she had lost. And lo and behold, weeks later, they did recounts and recounted all the rest of the votes, and she just barely squeaked off a victory. It was really close. And you can definitely look at that campaign and see that, maybe she will be competitive in this race against Donald Trump as well. But it's hard to see that happening.
Some are now trying to excuse her awkwardness, repeated and
my bad, it was on mute. So I know y'all done heard the rumors. Judge Joe Brown has spoke on this, which he will be qualified to speak on because he was a popular lawyer in the California area, same area she was in. And these circles ain't so big. So you heard about the Willie Brown rumors and her sleeping her way to the top. People are trying to say it's slut shaming. Like, look, listen here. Her dating history has nothing to do with the facts of the matter. However, if those people that you were dating were the ones that giving you these positions and access, well, it does matter. I mean, we just got to keep it real now, y'all. They ain't go dig up her boyfriend from college and all of that, asking him questions. These are people who held political power, dudes who 20, 30 years her senior. You feel what I'm saying? She ain't an ugly woman. She could have easily had some motion going. It's the same one that was trotting around with who that was. Oh, buddy, I can't think of his name. Bald head that had the TV show. His name escaping me right now. But y'all know who I'm talking about. She was dating him, so you in the popular Hollywood circles. You ain't need to go to no older black dude unless it was some advantages at hand. You feel what I'm saying? So speaking of those advantages and those wealthy donors, let's fast forward to her current husband, because this the real power player right here. And I'm going to show y'all why. But before I show y'all why, for those of y'all who in a relationship or married, tell me, oh yeah, Montel Williams, appreciate you. That's exactly who it was. Montel Williams. She was a famous clip you can go see with her and another woman with Montel Williams at some type of red carpet event, right? So if you in them type of circles, you definitely don't gonna have to date no dude for love who like 20, 30 years older than you. You feel what I'm saying? Like I say, she ain't an ugly sister. It just is what it is. These facts, right? So that didn't make no sense unless you positioning yourself, which is exactly what she was doing. So check this out. I want y'all to check this clip out, man. Tell me if this is normal to y'all. Hold on real quick, because I got to put this on the screen. Hold on. Now, for those of y'all who ain't tracking, that lady in the purple, that's Jill Biden. The dude in the suit who kissed her dead in the mouth, that's Kamala husband, Doug, Emhoff. Now, tell me this ain't weird, man. Now, look at this, bro. Now, I don't know about y'all, but bet not now one of my people try to kiss my wife in the mouth with it. That's not, we ain't rocking like that, bro. I don't know what they got going on, but the Democrats, they super liberal, ain't it? So, hey, maybe it's just some liberal policy. You hear me? So, this is what I want to speak on. Let's get to that boy Doug, man. Because this the power player, like I said. I'm going to show you why. So, we're going to take it over here to screen 3. And we're gonna talk it up about old Doug, man. She say, Judge Joe Brown, a whole friend of me. Hey, man, a lot of these people in these positions are, but that don't mean that we can't decipher truth from things that are said that we can go factually verify. So I ain't for or against him. He's like any other person that I see out here. There's some things that I agree with, some that I don't. You know what I'm saying? It just is what it is. Shout out to him, though, because he was spot on about this, because I did my own research. And a lot of the stuff he was saying about Kamala and her career was factual. So I'm just going to leave it at that. So check this out. This your boy Doug right here. Let me blow it up real quick. We're going to hit a couple key points on him so we can see who he is. So check this out. We already know he Kamala husband. Let's start his early life. So it's a Douglas Craig Emhoff was born October 13 in Brooklyn, New York, the son of Jewish parents, Barbara and Michael Emhoff. He has a brother and a sister. From 69 to 81, he grew up in Matawan, Old Bridge Township, New Jersey, and attended Cedar Ridge High School. His family were congregants of Temple Shalom, a Reformed synagogue in Aberdeen Township, at which Emhoff had his bar mitzvah in 1977. All right, so then he moved with his family to Southern California when he was 17. He got a bachelor's degree from Cal State, Northridge, and a Juris Doctor from the USC Gold School of Law. So that's Los Angeles. Now, peep game now. While he was in Los Angeles, he married Kirsten Emhoff. All right, they had 2 kids. Now, Kirsten Emhoff is a big dog Hollywood movie producer. I said a big dog Hollywood movie producer. Go look her up. Grammys, Emmys, all of that. Big dog. Okay, so this is very important because what do they say about this Jewish community in Hollywood? All right, so walk with me now. So obviously, she a power player. He a big dog lawyer. I'm going to show you his law career here shortly. So in 2019, they had Emhoff and Harris estimated net worth about 5.8 million. And I'm about to show you how majority of that, and that's probably a low number, is from her husband. So peep game now. So this is Buddy's career. He started off as an entertainment lawyer and began his career at Pillsbury Winthorpe with the Pillsbury litigation group. So then he moved to Beeland, Rawlins and Battle, a boutique firm in the late 1990s. But this is where he started leveling up. So he opened his own firm with Ben Whitwell in 2000, which was acquired by Venable LLP in 2006. His clients included Walmart and Merck, and he became managing director of Venable's West Coast office. So check this out now. So what is Venable? We got to talk about Venable. Hold on. You know we did our research. Homeboy with the news, I got you. All of this matters. So this is Venable, American law firm headquartered in Washington, D.C. It is the largest law firm in the state of Maryland. It's founded in the year 1900 by Richard Venable. Okay, so Venable operates 13 offices across the United States and employs about 850 people, specializing in regulatory, litigation, corporate, and investigation matters. In 2021, Venable was ranked as the 78th highest grossing law firm in the world. From 2020 to 2021, Venable's total revenue grew from 681 million to 717 million. All right, so check this out. Let's go to some of the alumni of this firm. I'm just gonna go over a few. So I'm gonna go over their positions. So you got a former U.S. Senator from Indiana. You got a U.S. Secretary of Transportation, U.S. Senator from Maryland, United States Attorney General. You got former governor of Arkansas, Undersecretary of the Homeland Security, former head of the DEA, former U.S. representative from Arkansas. Then you got a congressman from Maryland. You got a district judge from D.C. You got a former chief judge from Maryland. You got a former United States representative of California and a former attorney general of California. So Pete Gang, you remember when they said that Willie Brown was tied into all those very wealthy donors? This is one of those wealthy donors. I'm pretty sure this is how they met, because now you in these circles with these big dogs, and now this is how you meet somebody like a Doug Emhoff. I'm sure she ain't meet him at the BET Awards. You feel me? So just walk with me. So this is his first big dog firm, okay? So then he went to a firm called DLA Piper. So who is DLA Piper? DLA Piper is a law firm with offices in over 40 countries throughout the Americas, Asia, Pacific, Europe, Africa, and the Middle East. I'm gonna read that again. They got offices in 40 countries throughout the Americas, Asia, Pacific, Europe, Africa, and the Middle East. In 2021, it was the third largest firm in the United States by revenue. So let's go to the formation and growth real quick. So DLA Piper was formed in 2005 after a merger between DLA, Piper Rudnick, and Gray, Carey Ware, and Friedrich. If you know what's up, then you know what them names tied to. So it's the merger created one of the largest law firms in the world at the time and the largest firm in the UK. In 2006, the firm's name was shortened from DLA Piper Rudnick Gray Carey to DLA Piper. So what am I saying, y'all? Let's talk game. You ain't got to be a rocket scientist to put this together. So here you have her husband, a man who was already married. She don't have kids. I don't even think she was married before. You marry this gentleman who is a rich lawyer, a very powerful lawyer, because the firms that he worked for are big dog firms. So there's no way he doesn't inherently have power, because these are the circles that he travels in. Not only that, he is doing business in other countries, right? Not just America, which show a tide of foreign interest. What have they been saying all along about this current administration? Deep game now. So this is somebody who would further the interest. He's also a part of the Jewish community. So I'm pretty sure he would have some influence on the current affairs with Palestine, Israel, just by proxy through his wife. Now, we just talking straight facts, what we just see from Wikipedia. I ain't make none of this up. But when you can see through the lines, you can see that obviously this was a arranged marriage for power. And now this power is about to pay off, because whether she wins or loses, the fact that she's going to be on this campaign, because I'm pretty confident that she will be the one to carry this nomination forward. I don't see them replacing with anybody who can get enough steam. People like Gavin Newsom, them already co-signing. All right, because they see the power play, but it ain't about her. It's about Doug Emhoff. And this ain't no sexist or misogynistic talk. This is just, he comes from power. He's established with power. She got her jobs and relationships through, other men. It just is what it is. It's the oldest trade in the book, y'all. Now, I'm not knocking her. I'm just pointing out the facts of the matter. So like we always do over here, we're trying to get you to think autonomously, man. So don't take my word for it. I want y'all to go do y'all own research, because this is a campaign year. We can't afford to be playing, because it's a lot at stake. And it's just the reality, no matter what your ideology is. So everybody who been tapped in with the party, you know what I'm saying? We appreciate the love. We've been growing a lot. Tell a friend, let them know to come check us and see what we about. We respect all comments. As long as you ain't disrespecting nobody, we can have a conversation, man. So, we got a podcast coming this Sunday. Oh, I think we taking this Sunday out, my bad. But we got shows dropping for the regular. If you're new to the channel, go check out some other videos, man. Leave us some feedback. Let us know what's up. But like always, man, I'm out, y'all. Y'all keep it positive. Y'all keep it pushing. This your homeboy with the news, man. I'm out of here. Peace.
Niggas, the top 5 lister, double S drifter, separate sipping, and you know I came with it. If she cute with it, so it's
start to feel alone. I just play the voicemail that I say before things change. say you should, trying to tune out when you